Is your current study method reading a textbook over and over again hoping something will stick? If so, do you find yourself stressed out because you can't memorize such a vast quantity of information in such a short time? As a grad student, it's imperative to develop effective time management and study techniques that help you retain the most information. In grad school, cramming the night before doesn't cut it anymore. Go into the new year with a new strategy and try one of the study techniques in this video. 8 study methods and tips that actually work. Number 1. The SQ3R Method. The SQ3R method is a reading comprehension technique that helps students identify important facts and retain information within their textbook. SQ3R, or SQ3R, is an acronym that stands for the 5 steps of the reading comprehension process. Try these steps for a more efficient and effective study session. Survey. Instead of reading the entire book, start by skimming the first chapter and taking notes on any headings, subheadings, images, or other standout features like charts. Question. Formulate questions around the content of the chapter, such as, what is this chapter about? What do I already know about this subject? Read. Begin reading the full chapter and look for answers to the questions you formulated. Recite. After reading a section, summarize in your own words what you just read. Try recalling and identifying major points and answer any questions from the second step. Review. Once you have finished the chapter, it's important to review the material to fully understand it. Quiz yourself on the questions you created and reread any portions you need to. Number 2. Retrieval Practice. If you practice retrieval, you are more likely to remember the information later on. Below are some ways you can implement the retrieval process into your study routine. Utilize practice tests. Use practice tests or questions to quiz yourself, without looking at your book or notes. Make your own questions. Be your own teacher and create questions you think would be on a test. If you're in a study group, encourage others to do the same, and trade questions. Use flashcards. Create flashcards, but make sure to practice your retrieval technique. Instead of flipping a card over prematurely, write the answer down and then check. Number 3. Spaced practice. Spaced practice, also known as distributed practice, encourages students to study over a longer period of time instead of cramming the night before. When our brains almost forget something, they work harder to recall that information. Spacing out your studying allows your mind to make connections between ideas and build upon the knowledge that can be easily recalled later. To try this technique, review your material in spaced intervals similar to the schedule below. Day 1. Learn the material in class. Day 2. Revisit and review. Day 3, revisit and review. After 1 week, revisit and review. After 2 weeks, revisit and review. It's important to start planning early. At the beginning of each semester, schedule some time each day just for studying and reviewing the material. Even if your exams are months away, this will help you hold yourself accountable. Number 4. The PQ4R Method. Similar to the SQ3R method above, PQ4R is an acronym that stands for the 6 steps in the process. Preview. Preview the information before you start reading to get an idea of what the subject matter will be. Skim the material and read only the headers, subheadings, and highlighted text. Question. Ask yourself questions related to the topic, such as, what do I expect to learn? What do I already know about this topic? Read. Read the information one section at a time and try to identify answers to your questions. Reflect. Did you answer all of your questions? If not, go back and see if you can find the answer. Recite. In your own words. Either speak or write down a summary of the information you just read. Review. Look over the material one more time and answer any questions that have not yet been answered. Number 5. The Feynman Technique. How it works. Write the subject/concept you are studying at the top of a sheet of paper. Then, explain it in your own words as if you were teaching someone else. Review what you wrote and identify any areas where you were wrong. Once you have identified them, go back to your notes or reading material and figure out the correct answer. Lastly, if there are any areas in your writing where you used technical terms or complex language, go back and rewrite these sections in simpler terms for someone who doesn't have the educational background you have. Number 6. Leitner System. The Leitner System is a learning technique based on flashcards. Ideally, you keep your cards in several different boxes to track when you need to study each set. Every card starts in box 1. If you get a card right, you move it to the next box. If you get a card wrong, you either move it down a box or keep it in box 1, if it's already there. Each box determines how much you will study each set of cards, similar to the following schedule. Every day box 1. Every 2 days box 2. Every 4 days box 3. Every 9 days box 4. Every 14 days box 5. Number 7. Color-coded notes. A recent study found that color can improve a person's memory performance. That same study found that warm colors, red and yellow, can create a learning environment that is positive and motivating, that can help learners not only to have a positive perception toward the content but also to engage and interact more with the learning materials. It also reported that warmer colors increase attention and elicit excitement and information. Writing in color may seem like a no-brainer, but keep these tips in mind. Write down key points in red. Highlight important information in yellow. Organize topics by color. Don't color everything, just the most important information. Number 8. Study before bed. Sleep is crucial for brain function, memory formation, and learning. Studying before you sleep, whether it is reviewing flashcards or notes, can help improve recall. According to Scott Kearney, a researcher from the University of York in the United Kingdom, when you are awake you learn new things, but when you are asleep you refine them, making it easier to retrieve them and apply them correctly when you need them most. This is important for how we learn, but also for how we might help retain healthy brain functions. When you're asleep, the brain organizes your memories. Instead of pulling an all-nighter, study a few hours before bed and then review the information in the morning. Wish you all the best. Thank you for watching us.